What Mark Carney's victory means for the trade war with Trump. Prime Minister Mark Carney and his projected Liberal government is facing economic challenges not seen for generations. The Liberals were projected by Global News on Monday night to form government, though it's not clear as of 8:31 a.m. Eastern on April 29 whether it would be a minority or majority. Either way, Carney is set to lead Canada as the country faces a trade war sparked by U.S. President Donald Trump with tariffs imposed earlier this year. Speaking in his victory speech, Mark Carney said, "Trump is trying to break us so that America can own us. That will never ever happen. But, we also must recognize the reality that our world has fundamentally changed." Earlier this year, Trump imposed tariffs on imports from almost all countries, with some of the biggest impacts felt by China and the European Union. Canada was hit with a 25% tariff on all products, with an additional 25% on steel and aluminum, 25% on autos, as well as a 10% duty for Canadian energy imports. In response, the Canadian government has so far imposed retaliatory counter-tariffs on $60 billion in goods from the United States, among other countermeasures including matching auto counter-tariffs. Economies across the globe have pivoted as the trade war signals significant impacts to economies and businesses. With higher tariffs come higher costs, and that means consumers and businesses will be forced to make difficult decisions if they can't find alternatives. This means sacrificing spending, investing. And it is not just investors and businesses that are switching gears, as governments are forced to reconsider their trade relationships, particularly with the United States. This election may have come down to more than what the candidates were promising, and more about which leader invoked a sense of confidence with voters. This election was, in large measure, larger than usual even, about competence, says political science professor Christopher Cochrane at University of Toronto, adding voters may have asked themselves, which of the candidates did they trust the most to be able to steer the country through very difficult, dangerous, challenging and really threatening circumstances. With the trade war among the top issues for voters, Carney's experience may have convinced voters he's the candidate best positioned to lead Canada. Carney said after winning the election, "There is also for me as I stand before you this evening humility in recognizing that many have chosen to place your trust in me, trust in the Liberal Party." From the private to public sectors, Carney has held multiple leadership positions with both private companies and government bodies. Among his many past held titles, Carney spent 13 years at Goldman Sachs before joining the Bank of Canada as a deputy governor and then being recruited to the Department of Finance Canada.